Hello, namaskar, and a very good afternoon to all the viewers watching this particular live telecast of NCERT. This is Simran Singh, and you're watching this live stream on NCERT Events, that is our YouTube channel. Besides, you can also connect with us through eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Here, I would like to welcome all our viewers and the audience in our today's conversation on Safer Internet Day. It is a special panel discussion for all of you, so let me apprise you a bit about it. Safer Internet Day is observed every year on the second day in the second week of February. From cyberbullying, social networking to digital identity. Each year, Safer Internet Day is observed to raise awareness regarding emerging online issues and current concerns. And for this year, the day is marked today, that is on 7th of February 2023. And the theme would be Together for a Better Internet. And in order to address challenges in the safe internet usage and to raise awareness about online safety, today we are having this panel discussion with a title that is Stay Safe in the Cyber World. And I am delighted to inform you that in the conversation, the session is being organized by CIET-NCERT in collaboration with ISEA CDAC, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So here we are joined by a couple of esteemed panelists. So let me introduce you to the panelists of today's session. Here we have with us Professor Amrendra P. Bhera in the studio. Namaskar, sir. Good afternoon.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Good afternoon.
Sir is a joint director at CIET-NCERT. Then we are honored to have with us Ms. Indravani K. Madam, joint director at CDAC, Hyderabad. Namaskar, ma'am. Good afternoon. We welcome you. In the studio, we are also joined by...
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In the studio, we are also joined by Mr. Yash Dhingra. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir is a scientist C from Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, MeitY, New Delhi. Then we also have with us Mr. M. Jagdish Babu, Project Manager at ISEA Center for Development of Advanced Computing. Namaskar, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. And I would also like to welcome all the viewers in the conversation. So for another 1 hour, we have this live session for all of you. So if you have any of the queries, anything you would like to ask us, then do drop your queries, your messages, and your feedback in the comment section of NCERT events. Besides, if you are watching this particular live telecast through television, then you can also connect or contact us at this contact number that is flashing on your screens. You may note down this number, that is 8800440559, and a specific mail ID for all of you is again right there. cybersafety@ciet.nic.in. So let's begin our conversation for the day on stay safe in the cyber world. So in the first place, I would like to invite Ms. Indravani K. Madam in the conversation to introduce our viewers regarding the basics of internet safety. Ma'am, please.
Very good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. So today being a safe internet day, I appreciate the efforts of going on by NCERT regarding the cyber safety measures to be taken, to be spread across the nation. So to start with, like, cyber safety is something, it's not like a 1, 2, 3 bullets. It's something that has to go into our practices. We all use internet on our day-to-day lives, in our mobile devices, in our laptops, in our systems. Everywhere we are dependent on the internet, and we are doing many activities. So there are a lot of practices one has to follow. It's something like we need to make sure we use strong passwords, do not click on the links and whatnot. However, majorly, whatever we know, spreading that information to the youngsters, to the kids, because they are the one who is using more of the devices today, be it for the learning or for any other activities. They are the people who are actually going to be the future of the cyber world. And so whatever information we are knowing, spreading it to the youngsters is most important. And if we have to brief on the fundamentals of cybersecurity, the most important fundamental, whatever our parents used to teach us when we are kids, don't talk to strangers. Whatever you are doing, you think of it. The same is equally applicable in the cyber world today. Whatever you click, whatever we do on the internet, we need to think for a moment. Do not just click whatever is coming, because a simple click may lead to a lot of disasters. There are different type of cyber attacks, I should say cyber crimes that are happening. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are the reason for one of those cyber attacks to be successful. So, and the base of all of these attacks is happening because of the one small malicious activity or one small unknown activity that we are doing on our devices without proper cautiousness. So, to brief upon the fundamental of the cybersecurity is, be it a click, be it a chatting, you're friending with somebody, we are trying to purchase anything, think and make sure that you use the systems safely and securely. And to brief you upon the activities that are happening, basically, as I said, the fundamentals of cyber safety is not one single activity that we do. There are a lot many things. So the government of India have initiated so many activities to spread awareness among the users. So if I name a few, information security, education and awareness is one of the activity which is initiated by the Ministry Government of India to actually spread awareness to the end users, be it a layman or even in the education system. By conducting so many formal, non-formal courses, the cyber security has been made part of their syllabus, and to make sure that security backgrounds and security understandings is fed into the people in different sectors. So that is one major initiative, as part of which there is a portal or a website, I should say, infosecawareness.in, which would help the people to read information about the cybersecurity practices and follow it. As well, I would also like to mention about the Stay Safe Online campaign, which is being initiated as today India is hosting the G20 presidency. As part of the same, the Stay Safe Online campaign has been initiated by the Government of India. Again, the motive behind this is spreading awareness. So we can understand how important it is to be aware about the cybersecurity practices. So, as I said, it's not a one thing that we have to.
Yes, Indravani ma'am, am I audible? All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights with us. And it is really important for us to understand about online safety. Both online and offline safety, they are very essential for our wellness, because whenever we are online, we don't know who is on the other side of the screen while we are using it. So that is our responsibility to be
Yeah.
safe and secure digital citizens. Indravani ma'am, do we still have you here?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. You may continue. Ma'am, you may continue apprising our viewers more regarding the introduction to the basics of internet safety. Why is it important? All right.
Sorry, ma'am. Could you please repeat?
Yes, ma'am. I'm requesting you to continue your conversation on apprising our viewers why internet safety is so important for everyone, whether it's a child, whether it's a people,
Yeah.
yes, adolescents or
Yeah. So
adults.
basically, as you see, yes, it was earlier the cyber attacks were happening at the.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Indravani, ma'am, you are audible. You may continue.
Yeah. So cyber safety is important today because we are dependent on the gadgets. We are dependent on internet for each and everything. Earlier, the days were like we used to follow a lot of being in queue to do so many activities. So today, every billing, everything is done on internet. So our money is also over internet, along with our lot of personal data. If we are not safeguarding them, they are going to breach us a lot to any extent. And so, following the internet safety practices is very important.
Of course, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing this valuable information with all our viewers. And I'm delighted to inform all the viewers that you are watching this particular live telecast on ISEA channel number 6 to 12. Besides, regarding our today's conversation, if you have any of the queries, then feel free to comment in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Events. And for any feedback, of course, you can log into our website of CIT, and you can raise your queries and you can ask your problems, and we are here for all your solutions. Thank you, Indravani ma'am. So proceeding ahead in the conversation, now I would like to invite Professor Behra to discuss more on a cyber safety policy perspective for all our viewers. Sir?
Thank you very much, Sabran. Very good afternoon. Namaskar to all the viewers. Esteemed Sri Yas Dingraji, who is Scientist C from Indian Computer Emergency Response Team from Ministry of Electronics and IT. And esteemed Madam Indravani K, who is the Joint Director in CDAC, Hyderabad. And also respected particularly Jagdish ji, who is the project manager there in CDAC Hyderabad under Ministry of Electronics and IT, and my distinguished colleagues from NCERT and distinguished viewers, those who are watching this program, including teachers, teacher educators, and also loving students, those who are watching this program today. So first of all, my best wishes on Safer Internet Day on 7th February 2023, which is celebrated across the world. And all of us, we know that the National Education Policy 2020 has been launched in 2020 July. And the policy emphatically mentions about the safety of children. And while talking about safety of children, internet safety does come in. And as a enabler for implementation of the policy under Samagra Shiksha, there is one ICT component also under which a large number of gadgets, particularly infrastructure for digital education, is provided across the country. So again, children at home, even all of us who are working in different workspace, so we use internet in a great deal. Even to some extent, I can say that 6 to 8 or even 12 hours, many of us who are working in IT sector, we use internet during working. So in that case, we leave a lot of digital footprint while working on internet, using internet and working online. And also, if we look at the data of Ministry of Home Affairs on crimes against children and otherwise also cyber crime, the number is getting multifold every year. So in that case, knowingly or unknowingly, we are leaving vital messages with the particularly people, those who commit crime on cyber world against many people, including children. And many a times nowadays, parents, they leave their smartphones with the children and they play games also, and knowingly or unknowingly, they leave vital information related to their parents' bank account, even password and all, with the hackers and those who are cyber crime committing people, so with them also. So as a result of which, so their bank account is made empty, so by the particularly cyber hackers. So in that case, also we are in danger. Besides that, as far as the online atmosphere is concerned, so we are using a lot of social media on a day-to-day basis. And every day almost we use several social media handles for personal work, even for official work also. So many a times we are visiting to different places and our houses are also locked and whole family is there outside, but we put the photographs of different locations we visit, and that also leaves an empty space for all of us, and also it becomes helpful for the people, those who commit crimes. So and they take vital information from the cyber world. So even in offices also, we manage so many websites and portals. So we need, many a times we don't keep backups of the materials put on the website and the mobile apps. So knowingly or unknowingly, this thing is happening. So therefore, we need to be safe on cyber world while working or while playing or while traveling or while on social media, and so that we keep ourselves safe. And if we give a strong password for us, so again we are safe. And if we are not sharing and saving the passwords somewhere, even many times on our social media handles also we save many passwords there, so it is not necessary that nobody will be able to see. So there are people with different applications, they can hack our system and see that vital information, and they can put us in danger. And many a times children go to that extreme because they play games and they lose so much of money of their parents without the knowledge of their parents. Many a times students go for extreme steps like suicide. So all of us being partners in this area, whether it is CDAC, whether NCERT, whether any other organization including Cyber Peace Foundation or Ministry of Home Affairs and other ministries, so even community in general, parents also, we need to join together and keep ourselves safe and also help others to be safe on cyber world. So then only it is possible that we will maintain a safe online life, and also be safe at workplace and at home. And while coming to children, children also many a times they commit mistakes knowingly or unknowingly, because many a times if their parents are working, they are not at home, and they have come back from the school, they are alone, so they may share some vital information also. So we being teachers, teacher educators, parents, we need to sensitize the young children for resisting themselves for doing this. And therefore we need a multi-pronged strategy to be adopted using media, both social media and mass media also, including print media, and sensitizing all the stakeholders through posters, banners, even online courses also for the teachers and students, even the caregivers of students, so that they are sensitized on cyber safety and security, and they keep themselves safe on cyber space, and also they help others to be safe on cyberspace. So with these words, now I leave it on Simran to go ahead with the program. Thank you,
Thank
Simran.
you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. And I'm quite sure that all the viewers watching this session will mark and note the relevant details that have been cited. So let me also bring to your notice that CIET-NCERT organizes a series of activities every month and implements a series of online sessions, quizzes, online courses on cyber safety and security to raise awareness among students, teachers, teacher educators, parents, administrators, general public, with the aim to orient all stakeholders on Cyber Jagrukta Divas, understanding cyber clubs and their functions, inculcating cyber hygiene activities and practices, also raising awareness on the importance of cyber parenting, and understanding the various cyber crimes and safety along with the importance of digital wellness. So now comes the awaited moment. I am happy to inform you that NCERT is signing an MOU with ISEA CDAC, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and will launch a series of competitions as a part of G20 Cyber Awareness Campaign. We are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit in this year. So on the behalf of NCERT, we are joined by Professor Bhera in the conversation, and on behalf of ISEA CDAC, Mr. Yash Dhingra has joined with us for exchanging the MOU. You may please do the honors.
Thank you. Maybe we can sort.
Now it is a great moment for all of us, and the MOU will serve as a milestone to take the collaboration forward in creating awareness about cyber safety and security among various stakeholders. So let's forge ahead in our today's panel discussion. So here I would like to invite Mr. Yash Dhingra. Sir, please inform our viewers more on CERT-In's role in internet safety.
Yes. Good morning, and in fact, good afternoon to all the participants and listeners who are there online. And thank you so much to NCERT and CDAC for inviting me for this talk. So I'll be talking about CERT-In's role in ensuring internet safety. So I have a few slides, if we can just share it. Yes. Yeah, so CERT-In is actually, the full name of CERT-In is Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, and it is a part of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology under Government of India. So CERT-In is actually the nodal agency for cybersecurity in India, and it was established in 2004 by way of the Information Technology Act 2000. And since then, CERT-In has been operating and taking care of the cybersecurity needs of the country. So I'll just briefly be talking about what CERT-In's role is in ensuring internet safety and how the citizens can actually leverage the services provided by CERT-In to ensure their safety, and also how the citizens can actually help us in ensuring cybersecurity of the country. So are the slides visible actually, ma'am? Yeah. Okay. So I'll just be talking very briefly about the activities that we have and how they relate to the safety of the Indian citizens in terms of internet safety. So CERT-In actually has an incident response team or a cybersecurity incident response team. And the incident response team actually is responsible for collection and analysis of data which is related to cybersecurity incidents. So cybersecurity incident, as you would know, is like an untoward event that happens, or any hack or any compromise that happens with any organization or any citizen. And CERT-In is responsible for the collection of the data or the information related to that. And then once we collect the information, then we analyze the information. So through the analysis of the information regarding the cyber attack, we are able to find out a lot of indicators of compromise and data information which can actually be shared with the other stakeholders. So there are cases in which we need to take certain emergency measures for handling cybersecurity incidents. So that is one other role that we do. And since every cyber incident does not just involve one single, since any incident does not just involve one single stakeholder or organization. So we need to coordinate with a lot of organizations in order to handle cybersecurity attacks. So that is our other role. We coordinate with a lot of agencies. We coordinate. It could be government agencies. It could be private agencies as well. So since we handle so many cybersecurity incidents, and since we have a lot of information regarding cybersecurity attacks and compromises, so we actually collate all these informations. And for example, if one particular organization of a sector gets compromised, unfortunately, we take all the information that we can get from the analysis of that incident, and we disseminate to all the other stakeholders so that we can prevent them from getting compromised. So in that sense, we are promoting the safety of the internet so that the information can be shared freely and seamlessly between different organizations. So I've just given our email ID on the slides. It's incident@cert-in.org.in. So any citizens, if you, for example, if the citizens who are students or adults or anybody, if they actually find out that there is a fraudulent website which is running, which has some phishing page on it, there could be like recruitment scams or something of that sort, or if there is a website which is copying a government website, or is like a phishing page which could be used for scamming other citizens, so they can report it to us on this email ID which I have mentioned. So I think we can move to the next slide. Yes, so the other initiative that we have is called Cyber Swachhata Kendra. So it's pretty literally like the Internet Safety Kendra that we have, Internet Safety Center, you can say that. So the website is csk.gov.in. It's also available for the public, and they can just go to this particular website. So this particular center, the Cyber Swachhata Kendra was actually envisaged as a botnet cleaning center. And what we do here is that we collect a lot of information that we receive from different feeds. We have collaboration with various different agencies internationally. So all the feeds that we receive of different compromises or malware infected machines or computer systems within the Indian cyberspace. So we collect all that information, we process it, and then we take action accordingly. So we receive the information like we know which all systems are suspected to be compromised by some kind of a malware. So when we process this information and then we disseminate it. So in case of organizations which are onboarded to our center, like all the government organizations are there, banks are there, like all the larger corporations are there. So for all the organizations which are onboarded to our center, we disseminate the information regarding the compromised systems directly to them. But when it comes to the citizens, if we find out that there are machines which may be compromised and which belong to citizens, so in that case, what we do is we collaborate with the ISPs and we send out the information through the ISPs. So you might have received an SMS from saying that this is a message from Cyber Swachhata Kendra and your device is suspected to be compromised by botnet malware. So to clean that, we have on our website, we have a lot of security tools which we have actually developed in collaboration with other agencies. So this is our website of the Cyber Swachhata Kendra, and on the I think on the fourth tab there is a section called Security Tools. So citizens can actually click on that and they will be taken to that particular page. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah. Okay, so we have these security tools. You can see for Windows we have free bot removal tools which we have developed in collaboration with different antivirus and cybersecurity vendors. And for Android also we have a bot removal tool. So in case you receive an SMS from our side, from your ISP as such, we don't send out the SMSs, we send the information to ISPs, and your ISP will actually share it with you. So for example, Airtel, Jio, BSNL, whatever your internet service provider is, they will share that information with you via an SMS, and then you can just go onto our website, download this free bot removal tool, and you can just scan your machine with it. So there are other tools which we have on the website, including USB Pratirod, Apps Amit. There are lots of tools over there which have been, and even mKavach, which is the mobile security solution. So these tools are developed by CDAC and they are also available on the website. You can simply go there and you can just download these for your own safety. So just next slide. Yes. So there are other activities also which CERT-In engages in, and cyber security assurance framework and audit services. So we empanel a lot of security vendors for conducting the security audits of different organizations. So an organization can reach out to any of these certain empaneled vendors, and they can get their entire network and their systems audited just to make sure that everything is in place. Then we publish a lot of guidelines and advisories and vulnerability notes on our website. So our website is cert-in.org.in, which is our main website of Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. And as Indraveni ma'am has also already mentioned, there is a website called infosecawareness.in, which is maintained by MeitY in collaboration with CDAC. So there are a lot of security best practices and guidelines, and for all kinds of people, like for students, for children, for adolescents, for adults. There are different security guidelines which are available on this particular website, and anybody can just go visit this website and they can benefit from it. So next slide, please. So these are just some very basic best practices which I have listed down over here. I think these are usually known by most people, but whenever we go for analysis of a particular cyber attack, we just in most of the cases we find out that these best practices, which are basically known to everybody, are not followed, and we conduct some very simple mistakes, because of which we do not just end up compromising our own machine and our own security, but we actually end up compromising the security of the entire organization where we work at. So it's important to actually keep holding these kind of discussions so that, we keep repeating these things, and everybody, we can, effectively drill down these best practices in every person's mind, because it's really important, as sir mentioned, that because nowadays the exposure to the internet is so much. Even children are, completely online, and most of their classes are also going on online. So there are a lot of risks which we need to make sure that we are taking care of. So on these best practices, if we just take care of these best practices, then in most cases we are going to be secure. This is not a completely exhaustive list, but these are the most basic ones which I have listed down. Just because of the shortage of time, we can just discuss these. So the first thing is that whatever system, computer system, or whatever mobile device you are using, you should make sure that you are using only licensed software. Especially for students, it's possible that they might be using a lot of pirated software, but that is the reason for a lot of cyber attacks in the first place. So that is one thing. Then the next thing is that whatever applications and operating systems that you have, you should just keep them updated. Make sure that whatever updates that you receive, you just keep updating them as and when possible. And in fact, I would suggest that for whatever mobile device or whatever, if you're buying a laptop or something, just make sure that you're buying it from a vendor who is promising security updates at least 2 to 3 years, or whatever time frame that you're going to use it. So some security vendors, they tend to skimp on these updates. They'll stop giving you the updates after maybe a year or so. So it's not a good practice. You should just make sure that you buy devices from vendors who regularly and for a longer term, they're going to give you cybersecurity updates. So third point, we should have always maintain an antivirus on whatever computer system or whatever mobile you are using. And do not install applications from untrusted sources. So just make sure that if you're on your Windows machines, if you're using any application, just make sure that you're installing it from the genuine website itself or from the store. On Android, iOS, just make sure that you install it from the trusted Play stores and app stores and all. Don't go on online searching for the pirated APKs. That can lead to a lot of problems, and it can completely compromise your device. And in fact, they can start recording your microphone from your camera. So it can be a big nightmare. They can take your SMSs, they can read your OTP SMSs, so they can conduct financial transactions. So it's a big nightmare, and we should stick to the trusted sources only for installing applications. Then if you receive URLs in your email IDs or on your SMSs or WhatsApp, just make sure that you're aware of the source where it is coming from. If it is from an unknown source, if it is untrusted, don't just blindly click on the URLs. It's going to be a problem, because you might land up on a phishing website which will look like the genuine website, but when you start giving the details, it's not going to go to the actual page. For example, if you receive an SMS that it's pretty common nowadays, like you might receive an SMS that your bank account is going to be closed tomorrow, or it's going to be blocked or something like that. So don't blindly click on these SMSs. They will take you to a phishing website, and when you put down your information, it's going to the attacker, and then they will take your information. They can conduct financial transactions from that. So the next point is, do not click on, we discussed this, do not disclose confidential information or passwords. Pretty obvious. Any of your information that you have, it can actually lead to a compromise. So don't disclose any confidential information, especially publicly. And if unfortunately, in spite of following this best practices, in most cases you will be secure, but just to advise you, and you can advise your family members and near and dear ones, if you are part of a cyber attack, if you become a victim unfortunately, or someone known to you becomes a victim, you can report this particular to whatever has happened to you on cybercrime.gov.in. That is the website of Ministry of Home Affairs, and you can report it over there. So I think I'm done with my slides.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing all these valuable aspects with our viewers. Now, again, I would like to re-invite Indravani ma'am in the conversation, discussing more on the different areas associated with internet safety. Indravani ma'am?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are perfectly audible.
Yeah. So, like I was briefing about various activities that are being taken by the government of India in order to spread the awareness. I would just like to give a glimpse onto this and then connect you with certain common mistakes that we people do, which is leading to major of the cyber attacks affecting the individuals as well as the family members, the near and dear ones. So this was the InfoSec awareness website which I was referring to, which has a lot of information pertaining to the best practices that one can follow. As you can see here in the top menu, there are all these stakeholders like for the family, for the women. In fact, the separate sections are created to give sector user specific information and cybersecurity guidelines to the users. So this portal has been full of information to help the users to make them cyber safe while using the internet world. As well as I was mentioning the SSO campaign, Stay Safe Online campaign. This is a very huge program as part of which lot of awareness material is being generated. It's nothing like today. Nobody should think that I am immune. I should not be in a field that no attack will be coming to me. Basically, what gives me that confidence is whether I am practicing the cyber safety practices or not, and am I using the safe devices or not. So, practicing the cybersecurity things should actually make you give a confidence that your device is also secured enough. So, through this SSO campaign, where I was mentioning the major objective is to spread awareness, there are a lot of information which easily understandable even from the kids to the parents. Anybody can easily understand, take the information from the website. There are a lot of material that has been put across in terms of posters, brochures, and all these things to help an individual user to actually take the positive way of using the cyber world safely with a simple tip, with a case study on what can happen if you do not follow something. In that way, the material has been developed for easy access and understanding. So this is one portal which is a very good environment which you can utilize for knowing the contents. And the various posters with easily understandable tips have been developed under the Stay Safe online campaign. As we can see, it's only for the major objective is the awareness should reach to the end users. So with that objective, all this has been done, and a lot of quizzes and awareness contents have been brought into the system. We encourage people to participate in the online quizzes and all. In fact, we are doing this activity through the NCERT association with the NCERT and all, where you can see a lot of competitions, quiz competitions, pledges are available. Take a pledge and get a certificate that you are trying to follow the cyber safety practices on yourself. Participate in the quiz, understand how much you are aware of the cyber practices. Quiz participation will actually give you an understanding and analysis on whether you are following the right practices or not, and keep upgrading yourself regularly to the cyber safety practices. And there are a lot many competitions. Encourage your kids to participate in them. Doing that will actually help the kids to think what is best to them. And obviously, when they do something on themselves, they will definitely practice it. So, like initially, there was one point why internet safety is important. Earlier days, it was something like the wars were happening at the borders and all. Now, along with the borders, the war has crossed the boundaries. It has come to our home. The hostile countries are targeting the residents, the Indian citizens, by pushing various malicious contents into the systems and majorly targeting the kids. If I relate, how does a kid is getting targeted to these attacks? First and foremost place is the gaming. Today, kids are utilizing so much of the internet by playing the games. They are trying to spend a lot of their time in the gaming activities. There are so many cases where kids are becoming addicted to the games. We need to stop that because it's not that the kids are not studying. You may be thinking that the kids are studying as well as they are playing. There is nothing affecting. In fact, when they are playing, actually their brains are getting affected much more. The attacks are not happening physically. They're actually targeting the young generation's brains. They're targeting them in such a way that their thinking skills, their analysis skills are getting reduced by playing these kind of games and addictions. So it is very important that we make sure the internet practices, addictions should not happen, not only gaming. In fact, it should not be a gadget addiction. It should not be a digital addictions. Nothing should be addicted. Everything should have limits. We should ensure the right policies are there at the home and all these things. That would actually help us a lot in ensuring all of the best practices. So as I mentioned, this SSO portal gives a lot of information about the awareness contents and so on. As well, we also encourage people to actually understand the various information security concepts. In fact, we try to bring in this information security to end users by mapping each tip as per the alphabet. So as we all learn ABCDs from our childhood, the ABCD of the information security will actually help people to easily remember the tips. That's the reason we have invented this wheel of information security. By following the SSO India various leads, social media leads, you will be able to get use of these tips into your desktops for easy understanding, and it will also help you to make sure you remember them while you do your daily activities. As I'm telling from the beginning, cybersecurity is not a one-time activity. It should be a habit for us. It should become every activity that we do that should go into our brains that am I doing it safely? Am clicking something? Am I clicking it? Am I understanding what I'm clicking is correct or not? A message is coming. Immediately, we should not fall prey that, okay, there is some offer. I need to think for a moment. Is this message really relevant to me? Something like this, one has to think. The thinking process is most important to ensure the cyber safety. So one has to think before you do anything. That would definitely help you to ensure all your cybersecurity practices are going into the things. And these are various cartoon stories which are being evolved again under the same campaign to make sure the kids, while reading the stories, make them encourage them to reading the books, we say, instead of gadgets. So as part of the books, you can also encourage them reading these cartoon stories, through which the learning on the cybersecurity practices also goes into the kids. So all of these materials is there in our Stay Safe Online website as well, to expand your cybersecurity portfolio. So it's not, as I'm saying, it's not today I learned something, I'm done. Every day we need to learn, because there are a lot of new attacks coming in. We see a lot of news saying that somebody have lost the money, someone have become a gaming addicted, which created a problem to the child. So all of this news, when we get to know, all of the learnings that we come across will actually help us to add a lot more habits, the safety habits, into our cybersecurity activities. So to be updated and understand the cybersecurity, make sure your portfolio increases day to day. Follow the SSO India social media handles that are there under Twitter. We are there in Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also we have a YouTube channel where all the material that has been developed as a video format goes into it, which is for the benefit of the citizens to make sure that they follow the cybersecurity practices in their day-to-day activities. So it's a repeated activity, something that internet securing ourselves from the internet attacks or cyber attacks is most important, because they are now in our home. The attacks are not at the borders, the attacks are now at our home, and it is our responsibility to make sure we have those practices, best practices, and protect ourselves and our families. This is what I wanted to convey, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Indravani ma'am, for guiding the path of our viewers and the audiences who have connected with us in the conversation. And very appropriately, you have mentioned it for our viewers that online safety is not just one-time activity, but we should be more safe, secure, and responsible every single time we are using internet. Thanks a lot. Now, as we already informed our viewers that as a part of G20 Cyber Campaign, a series of competitions are being launched. So, Jagdish sir, I'll request you to inform our viewers about all the significant details associated with the competitions. Jagdish sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all the viewers who are celebrating the Safer Internet Day. Of course, as we all know, like NCERT is doing a wonderful job, especially CIET department, to create this awareness among the children, teachers, whatnot, all the stakeholders. So as part of that, like we are also continuously engaging the users in the various forms, like organizing the quizzes, organizing the competitions, etc. So like NCERT and team, like every month they are organizing one quiz, during the Cyber Jagrutta Divas by end of the last week, or during the last session. So in continuation to that, so as ma'am and sir, everyone has told about, like Indian government has taken the presidency for G20. So like this will continue up to November. So as part of the G20 activities, like all the ministries are doing a wonderful and excellent job throughout the on various aspects. So as part of that G20, our government like ministry is also initiated one initiative called Stay Safe Online. So just now Indraveni madam has explained that the Stay Safe Online about the Stay Safe Online campaign. So as part of the campaign, ministry, CIET-NCERT exclusively organizing various competitions among all the users. Either it could be a student, child, teacher, parent, government official, whoever. For all these people, like we are organizing different varieties of competitions to check, where we are, up to what extent we are there. So up to what extent we know all those things. So I'm just going to explain those competitions, another 1 or 2 minutes. So this is the Stay Safe Online campaign web page where you can access all those things, staysafeonline.in. So in this website, like as informed by madam, like we have all those kind of things. Here, like we have something called campaigns. So like here, like we have a pledge, like cyber security. How do you build a safe environment? Like as we are celebrating the Safer Internet Day. So how do we build? How do we ensure like our country is safe in all aspects? In all aspects. So you have a pledge. So request like whenever you get time, go through the pledge. It's available in all Indian languages, and you can do that pledge. And this competition is presently going on. Cyber hygiene practices. So this is also organized as part of the G20 campaign. So this quiz, we request all of you to participate and get a instant e-certificate. And there are chances that you may also financially get some kind of awards, awards also in this regard, right? So you can just, click on that staysafeonline.in/quiz so that like you can participate in that quiz. This is only a 5-minute quiz, like wherein you will be given 10 questions and the duration is 5 minutes. And you can participate in that quiz by submitting your details. And then chances that you can immediately after the quiz, you can download your e-certificate. And by the end of the quiz, you also there are chances that you also can be awarded with cash prize and all that things. So you can just click on that, and it will be this thing will continue up to 16th of February. So you all can participate and check how far we are there, right, on these cyber hygiene practices. And importantly, this is the competition which we are launching today. In association with the CIET-NCERT. So like CIET-NCERT is going to play a key role in this in terms of promoting and taking it across the nation throughout all the schools and colleges. So as part of the competition, we have different varieties of competitions which we are doing. So like we are not going one theme across the period. No. So every month, like we have kept one theme. So for example, for the month of February, how to secure your cyberspace. So that is the competition. What are the different varieties of competition that we will come to know? For the month of March, safe and secure use of social media platforms. And April, you have a different theme. Like that, like from February to October, like you have a different categories of different categories of competitions are there. So like what are these type of competition? So one is the type of competitions are like you can prepare a short video. How do we secure yourself in a cyberspace? Or you can just draw and painting. Those things also you can submit. And you also create a storyboard. Create a cartoon storyboard. How do we secure in the cyberspace? And slogan writing. Simple slogans like NCERT is also publish tip of the day every day through their social media platforms. And like all other people are also doing that kind of promotion. So you also can share your thoughts on slogan writing competition related to the safe online and real life cyber incidents. This Behra sir was mentioning and Madam sir, everyone is mentioning. There are so many cyber incidents which are happening in and out throughout the day. So like if any such kind of incident is happened, like what are the preventive measures, or like how do you come out of that issue? like you also can share your experiences by a self video kind of thing, and that you can share it with the in the platform. So we will choose the best and we will award them. And share your reels and shorts also. Share your reels and shorts, which are only 20 seconds, not more than that, 20 seconds. So those things also you can just shoot and you can share with that. So as I told you, like everyone can participate, and you have wonderful, prizes for each of the thing. So drawing, if you are a first place winner, there are chances that you may get more than 10,000 rupees, and second place 8,000, third place 5,000. Like that, we have around 1.5 lakh worth of prizes are there. So these prizes for every month, it is not only from February to November. Every month, 1.5 lakh worth prizes will be given to all the winners, in all the directions. As I told you, so these are the different varieties of competition. All right, we will be announcing a few more also shortly. So like these are the, right now, these are the varieties of competition. For all these competitions, you have wonderful awards for each of these category, and you have strict timelines. Timelines also for the month of February. You can submit all your work by 28th of February. From next month onwards, you can submit your work, by 30th of every month, and the results also will be announced in the third or fourth week of the successive month. So you can submit your work. If it is a drawing painting, you can submit your work here, and if it is a cartoon, you can submit your work, and videos and all, like, and you can submit all your works in different things. And judgment of the work, everything is transparent. We don't have anything to hide. So we wanted to keep everything. In a public platform. So let public choose who is the best and right, winner for these competitions. So you can always, browse these things. And shortly we are also going to share it, these guidelines with all of you. And CIT website also, madam promised like she will be make it available, all these competition guidelines in our CIT website. You can go to the CIT website and you can see all these competitions, and what are the themes, and what are the varieties of competition, and what are the prizes, and all those things you can always access. You can always access to this website, both CIET website as well as the SAFE online website. So these are the things, like this will be, as I told you, like as and when other competitions has to be announced, we are going to announce those competitions also in the same pace, so that you can stay update, as well as you always can follow these pages for latest updates on various competitions, results, and all those things also will come in these respective pages soon, right? So once again, to all the viewers, stay safe, be safe in the cyberspace. So that's it from our side, ma'am. You can just carry forward the next part of the session.
Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us in this conversation and sharing all the details regarding our competition. So here, I would like to inform all our viewers that in this discussion, we still have around 3 to 4 minutes left. So I think we'll be able to take around 1 to 2 questions. So anybody among the audience who would like to question our experts regarding today's topic? Yes, anyone?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Aparajita Rai, academic consultant, CIET-NCERT. First of all, thank you for all the panelists for enlightening us with this such informative information. My question is for Yash Dhingra, sir. Yes. Sir, the question is that what precautions should we take while we using public Wi-Fi?
Okay.
So what precautions we need, because many times we are traveling and we use that Wi-Fi. So what precautions should we take? And second question is, there is a saying that one should not forward the chain letters in the email. Yes. So why we not need to forward those chain letters? These two questions I need to ask, sir. Thank you.
So your first question regarding public Wi-Fi, the most important precaution while using public Wi-Fi is to not use it. So that's the best thing to do. I would not advise you to use the public Wi-Fi networks. The main reason being that you don't know who is operating that, and secondly, at the back end, it's possible that they will be able to sniff all the traffic that is going on. Obviously, they can see which websites you're visiting and where you're logging in and all that. So you can never be sure of the security in that case. So I would never advise you to do that. But in case you have to do it, then I would suggest that you should, if you're opening any particular website, just make sure that it is an HTTPS website. And whenever you are putting in your signing in information, then you should make sure that it's on an HTTPS website only, because in that case your details are actually encrypted and then sent out. So even if someone is reading the traffic on that public Wi-Fi, they will not be able to read exact details like your username and password. So if you're logging in on a website which is just HTTP, it's not protected, then in that case they can also read your details, sign in details. But ideally, I would not advise you to do that. Use your 4G network or something, but don't log in. If you just have to like browse something, then that is still okay. But if you're logging in into your personal Gmail accounts or whatever email accounts, then you should avoid using public Wi-Fi's in that case. And your second question was regarding, I think, chain emails.
Yes.
Yeah, so chain emails, from a cyber security perspective, I've never seen any issues on that. Most of those, they are, some kind of superstition or something like that. So in that sense, you should avoid it. But otherwise also, it's possible that there could be some kind of URL, like you might not have properly read it or something. So it's possible that if there is some URL inside it and you are reading it, so you may be aware of something of the cybersecurity risks, but if you just blindly forward it, the person who's receiving it may not actually be aware of the cybersecurity risks and they might get infected. So it's always advised, always just be prudent with what you're doing online, and especially with your email. Whatever is coming into your email inbox, first look at it with suspicion and then, trust it with your security.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for responding to the queries. And due to paucity of time, we might not be able to take more questions. But here a link will be displayed on your screens. So all the viewers have a look at your screen and you can take a pledge by registering yourself, by filling out it. And at the same time, you can also receive a certificate. So now it's time for me to conclude this particular program for all our viewers with a vote of thanks to all the panelists who have been a part of the conversation. I would like to extend my thanks to Professor Behra, Ms. Indravani. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Yash sir, for connecting with us. And thank you, Jagdish sir, for sharing the valuable insights with all our viewers. So viewers, it's time to wrap up this discussion. But if you have any queries, you can obviously write to us at the mail ID that is flashing on your screens. It is cybersafety@ciet.nic.in. And before wrapping this conversation, an important piece of information regarding G20 for all of you. We are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in this year, that is 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency will be a watershed moment in its history, as it seeks to play a very major role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so, manifesting the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. Thanks again to all the viewers and the audience who have been a part of this gracious occasion. Thank you, and keep watching eVidya channels and take very good care of yourself in the online and offline world. Namaskar.